with me is a team of an amazing, beautiful lady.
Yay!
Meet Emanuela.
Hi.
Lorena.
Hi.
And Diana.
Hello.
Hi, mothers.
Hi, Eve.
Wow. Today on the show, we are going to talk about parenting. And the main goal of parenting is to raise fully functional adults that are capable of taking care of themselves and can add value to the society. We all know that parenting does not go without nurturing.
Yes.
And nurturing is not just like giving your children clothes, food, and shelter.
Yes.
It's more than that. It's more like building the emotional, the healthy and strong emotional, like,
Being.
being.
Yes.
As mothers, we want to raise our children to see them grow into responsible citizens.
Yes.
We want to see the adults that are very jolly, very
That we
lovely,
aspire for.
that are inspiring. And so, if I may ask, as mothers,
Yes.
first you're going to share with us how many children do you have, and their age, as soon as that.
I have two beautiful children with the ages of 13 and 11, a boy and a girl. And it's beautiful, it's a beautiful thing being a mother. But every mother would love to see their child grow to be that responsible person.
Yes.
Someone who can take care of themselves in future.
Yes.
We are raising them in a way that even if I'm not here, this child can be able to take care of themselves. Not to be there and then think maybe if my mom was here, if my dad was here, or something like that. So we all want to raise our children in a way that even if we are not here, because we know we are just, we are just passing through.
Yes.
Yeah, but when we are not there, that they can really take care of themselves and then appreciate us for all the work that you have done.
See them grow to that age.
Yeah, so we usually as mothers set goals.
Yes.
And like, this is what I want my child to be. Like, I want them to be responsible. Can this person be able to cook for themselves, even a simple meal? If they're in their own house.
Yes.
Because they have to survive. We all have to eat at one point.
Wow, that's so great.
Yes.
Lorraine, please just tell us how many children do you have?
I think I'm the oldest mother. Oldest mother here. I have 4 children, 2 adults. By the way, I have a 21-year-old and a 20. Our daughter just turned 20. Yes. And then we have.
For that age.
Yes. So, no, don't ask me how old I am, my dear. And then, thank you. So, and we have a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. Yes. And one of the things I have, it's beautiful when you're bringing up your children. And when they're younger, it is kind of like sometimes you want to let them be, you feel like the pressure because you've just had children. But I realize that taking care of teens is another level. It is another level because now you're passing them on from childhood to adulthood. And the ball game is totally different. For my 21-year-old, it's totally different. From the 20-year-old, it's totally. Then at first you're like, I don't want them to go out. I don't want them to date. I want them to be
exposure.
Now, when you get to that time when you've like kind of sheltered them, you want them to be like sheltered, because you have to keep yourself pure for that one person, because that's what the Bible tells us to do. Really, and that is what really is the right thing to do, apart from really the Bible telling us. But then you realize your 21-year-old telling you, you know what? I'm not interested in girls. I'm scared of getting married. I will get married at 35. I'm like, I'm 35. I'm going to be an old woman. How am I going to take care of my grandchildren?
Yes. 2 children, a boy and a girl. The first one is 7 years. The second is 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And for me, the goals that I set as a mom is my quality time. After I'd given birth, I had issues finding like reliable house help. So I decided to sit home and take care of my kids. It's crazy out there. I think there was a certain year where there was some WhatsApp clip that was going on around, making rounds of a maid that was punching and stabbing. watch that, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want my kids to go through that.
This,
So
yes.
I will take care of them. I will spend my time
With them.
nurturing them. You know, as in praying with them, instilling in them the godly virtues. And for me, I think my quality time with them has really paid off.
Amen.
Yes, I can't take that for granted.
So wonderful. Thank you, ladies, for sharing.
Yeah.
I am a mother of 3 wonderful children. I have a boy of 7 years. I have another boy of 4 years. And then a girl of 1 year and a half. And as a mother, ladies, it's interesting, I should say. And one of the things that I've always looked at is love. Like, I should say it's a goal that I'm setting to see that my children are built with love.
Yes.
They grow with love.
Yes.
To not only love me as the mother, their dad, maybe the relatives,
Yes.
but also other people. You guys, do you know how it feels like to find a lovely person?
Yes.
A person who has so much love.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
I can understand because really if you grow up with, like if we set them like the children to really have love, you know, love is so forgiving.
Yes.
And in this world, people need to understand that we need to forgive each other. So a child who is very loving is a child who is going to be very forgiving.
Yes.
And the way they are growing up, we have to keep forgiving because every time you're having conflicts here,
Yes.
there.
Yes.
So when you don't nurture them in a very loving manner, these are you know you will find these kids that who are always very tough. They are they're traumatized. But when they know when they are very loving, they can easily forgive. They can easily look at those small things and just ignore them. And a kid who is very loving is a very
Child, yes.
And
Because
they have to be very independent.
Because when they are loving, you build a self-esteem. One of the things that I set out as a goal, that we set out as a goal, was to have spiritually independent children. Why? Because as parents, when you're spiritual, you really feel like going to church is automatic. My kids will kind of like be born again. They'll follow in my footsteps, really, which may not happen, really. So we set it out for them to be independent spiritually, for them to really get to know what Christ means to them. We always share with them and tell them that we ourselves kind of like chose Christ independently, not because of our parents. So that was one of the strong goals, because when a child chooses for themselves, they are not coerced thinking that, because of my parents, because of this, because I go to church, so it became a set goal. And then the bonding, it is very important for us to bond our children, because when you grow up, sometimes you have conflict. You have conflict between the siblings and the elder, that a sibling rivalry and all that. So it was like a goal set. Our children have to be bonded. It doesn't matter what they are going through. It doesn't matter what we are going through. They have to bond and love each other. Yeah.
When Lorena shared, like, she has teens, I am just imagining, like, So because we as we are setting out goals, there is a certain age as parents we look at and we're like, by this age, and I think that is 18. Right?
Yes.
And that is the standard age for work and you imagine that when my child is 18, they should be able to be independent of themselves, to do things of their own. But also one of another things that really I keep thinking about, and I'm like, must struggle so much right away when they're still young, is to let them understand and to also realize the value of hard work. Because when we are growing up, there is this sense of okay, if I fail to do it, maybe or even if I don't accomplish it, it's okay.
It is okay, yes.
But I want my children to grow up knowing that even when I have a gift, it's not just a gift.
Yes.
I have to be dedicated.
Yes.
I have to be devoted to it.
Yes.
To see results.
Yes.
You have seen athletes.
Yes.
Yes, you have a gift as an athlete. You can run. But you do not just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to run. And you succeed.
Yes.
Does the athleticism
basics.
Yes.
I'm thinking like how to clean your room. We
Yes.
start such basics because you need to be clean.
Yes.
You understand? Like, do you bathe?
Mm.
Like, you know, there are those kids, especially boys, everybody
Don't
away
want
from the
to
bathroom.
bathe,
Yeah.
So you find that you have to instill in them something like you need to bathe on the
Yes.
daily, at least morning and
Even.
exactly, like when you're going to have your food, when you go to the table, do you talk while eating? Because you know the world is changing. They are meeting different people.
Yeah.
So those small basics that we instill in them, you know, you have to be clean. You have now the teens, you must use a deodorant.
And
You
yeah,
know,
self-care.
very-
Yeah, they have to
Yeah,
have
you know,
self-care, you know, and I like.
something like that.
Yeah.
And then actually with the way the media, you know, exposure, you know, it's something that is, you know, very disturbing.
Yes.
You know, like what should be the limits? You're just like scared. Like what is out there? People are just putting it out there like
Limit of what?
like the limit of what they should be seeing on media.
Yeah,
You know,
yes.
and then we are trying to block everything. Like, no, I'm blocking this. There should be a password here. If you're going to access this app, I must know something like that. But then I'm also thinking that probably when we expose them,
Yes.
it can help in a way that they know it's there.
Yes.
And this is the best way, like, this thing is there.
So,
I don't think it's the best you could take.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's my opinion that you should do this, but actually you should, when you're growing up, you also get to realize, like, if you're raising them independently, you get to realize that this will be good or this will not be good
Yes.
for you. But this is my opinion as a parent. This is what you should be follow up probably.
Yes.
So, but it's very, you know,
Key. I like what Emma does with her kids. You know, as self-discipline. She can tell us about
and
it.
now
By
that
the way.
Emma, because now Emma know that the kids are even still like,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
So like
those-
exactly, how
those-
do you
you
take
take
them?
them.
Ethical values are very important.
Important,
You know,
yes.
when people come home, greet them.
Yes.
You know, greet them now because we have a ganda. So the girl already knows how to kneel.
Wow.
She knows when she's greeting her elders. And ethical values like say sorry, say please, you know,
Yes.
and those kind of magical words.
Yeah.
But you know something that we talked about. Diana mentioned it about like the media throwing it out there. Recently, I experienced one of an issue with our teen. We allow them to be independent, so because they are grown, so you can't like cage them in. You know, so one of these days he went out to a party. A friend invited him, and he asked us, "Oh, I want to go for a party." Blah. We're like, "You go." So he reaches the party, he was excited, it's a birthday party. He gets there, there's sisha, there's wara,
And
there's
that is our scare, our biggest scare.
and that is our scare.
Yeah, I know.
You know? But for me, the reason why I liked the fact that we allow them to go out and experience that is
You can decide what's
you
right
can-
and what's wrong.
very good. And so when he was there, he was offered the booze, he was offered the shisha, then they started those the games where the girls, they dance, the girls go around, they sit on your lap or whatever, you know, they're drunk. So you don't know what is going to happen. So you don't know what is going to happen by the time it is 10 o'clock or midnight, you'll get it. Because they've been drinking from about 4 o'clock.
I know, it's crazy.
So the beauty of it was, you know, when it got to about 5 or something, he's like, you know what, guys, I have to go home. I'm supposed to be home by 6.
I can imagine the reaction
So
of
in
your
fact, for
friends.
him, it was like going out, standing on that door. When they said, okay, we are going to fine you because you're not drinking, he's like, excuse me, fine me because I'm not drinking? He's like, I can't do this nonsense. You can do it, that is okay. But at the end of the day, he was like, if I look myself in the mirror at the end of the day, is this what I want my future to be?
And when we raise our children
Yes.
in a way that we show them so much love,
Yes.
when they are doing these things,
Yes.
they're like, is this going to be
To please my
my
mom.
mom?
Yes.
Is this the picture I want my parents to see?
Yeah.
It is because you've loved them right and they
Yes.
care about you.
Exactly.
They are loving you back.
Yes.
So whatever they do, they don't want to hurt
They
you.
don't want
That
to
has
hurt
just
you.
reminded me
Yeah.
of
Yes.
like, that age when I was, you know, still growing up. And like my mother used to let us go out. You know, you want to see a friend,
Exactly.
please go. You
Yes.
want to see a go.
Yes.
And then like the neighborhood will be very bothered. Why don't you let your children to just go, you know?
And
What if
exactly,
they
that's
come
what
back
used
with
to happen.
Pregnancy.
And my mother was like, I have trusted them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I know when they go, they will come back
Exactly.
responsible.
And in most cases, you don't want to throw away that trust.
I'm telling you.
You do
So
not.
every time I could be with friends, I would be like, my mother told me to keep time. So I have to
Go
keep
back.
time.
And trust should be instilling in our children to trust them
Yes.
and let them. I'm trusting you to do this, so you should give me back what I expect
What I
from
expect
you.
from you.
Yes.
Yeah, and
So,
also, spending money wisely, guys. You know, as like our children are growing, there is that tendency of just knowing it's available.
yes.
The money is there. But should it be like that?
No.
We must strive to
To let them know
teach
that it's not
you
always
know,
there.
it's not always
We work
there.
so hard to
And
get
even
it.
when you have it, how
It's a privilege.
Yes.
Not
it's a
something to be
privilege.
taken
How
for
to
granted.
spend it out, you
Yes.
know? Because we have seen children who just move out and they're at school. Within a week, money.
Yeah.
Grab
Grab is done. And it's like it's a must. You have to give it to them at a certain age. But you must learn to get for yourself. Because I don't want to tell them that you must not drink, you must not go out there and have a good time and party.
Yes.
Because I'm that kind of person.
I know.
Yeah, so I can take my beer and I'm like, you see, I'm taking it.
You
But
can
you're
sip.
supposed to take it when you are above 18. But when I drink, you see me falling around. So you shouldn't fall around when you drink. Exactly. So you see, I went out for a party. I had a good time. I danced. But did you see me undressing? I didn't know. So you can dance, you can have a drink at the right age and at the right time, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, as long as you do it in moderate.
Yes. And another thing that I'm reminded of is the self-care that we talked about.
Yeah.
You guys, we all realize that as we are growing up, as like, you know, life moves, there are so many things that keep coming in and there.
Yes.
So I want to train my child to realize that problems can be there,
Yeah.
challenges of life can be there, but then
Yeah.
you can come out strong,
Okay.
you know,
Yes.
and healthy.
Yes.
Because that builds him or her as like a strong person is reliable.
Yes.
Not of a person like when there is like a small problem. And they are one. You get,
You know, like that comes out of communication. You know, one of the things, like as we talk about really effective parenting, you know, as we're going about our goals and effective parenting, one of the things that I found really important was communication. You know, as parents, you have, even as mothers, we have to set family rituals. To say, you know, on Sunday, I have time for my children to listen. We have dinner, after dinner, we have conversation. We have dining conversation over everything. Whether it is girlfriends, whether you're expecting to get married, whether what you want, your struggles, you know, we share about all things that are interesting. So after that, that is when you can do what? You can say, okay, now let's go and do what? And have devotion. But we have that time to really share. And it has been effective because they share out of the heart because you've given them the time. You've
But
set
for me,
that
I think
time.
like what Emma was talking about, where she say like after watching the video and just said it to my children, like that was too beautiful. Like which mother would leave everything to just say, you know, like these are, you know, 2, 7, 4, 3, like Emma, that is so beautiful.
And you know what?
And
Like, it's very
it has
touching.
really
Yes.
paid off.
We must expose certain things to our children. And having a bread home, and it should not be a miracle.
So that when they go out, they are not yet
Yes. You have seen children that maybe like you have moved somewhere, maybe you have visited a family, and you realize all the children are like, we want this, we want this, we want this. You realize because it's not even the money, because I understand sometimes the parents don't really have the money. You can't touch this, you can't have the bread, you can't open the fridge. I mean, which kind of life are you like?
That limit is not just for some parents, because now for me, when our kids were growing, even when an adult would come, they would ask, can we have bread? Can I have this from the fridge? Because it's discipline. That when you bring them up, it's not just like I am limiting them. They will know when should I have a snack, or when should I pick something from the fridge. You know, so they don't just go because you've left them somebody responsible for their children, and they have no discipline at all. You know, they just go picking up stuff without really asking.
As we journey into all that, mothers, what strategies have you laid on ground? Yes, we want to see our children be A, B, C, D. But what have you done? What have you intentionally purposed to do? And like, just like Emma said, I want my children to sleep early. I have seen Emma, when it clocks 5, she's already on the road. Like, I must go. So share with us what strategies.
Since I have 13 and 11, I usually send them to the bank because I'm a business person. So I want them to learn that you can take money to the bank and bank it yourself.
Yes.
So how safe is it that I can give my child money and they can bank it? So that even when they are 20, they know, like, if mom has given me money, I can go bank it without running away with the money. Like, I'm saying the big sum. Of course, I limit the sums I give, but I send them to the bank because where I work, there is a nearby bank. So I give them the bank, I give them the money, go to the bank, bring back the deposit slips. And then another thing I do is I don't give them money like for upkeep, like 5,000 or 10,000. We do small bracelets. I think you've seen them. So what we do, make your bracelets. I'm going to help you find market. So I get for them market and I'm like, this is your money. Go bank it, and then you should know what's on your account. So if you're asking me for something, when I give you 5,000, I'm like, next time you go to the bank, you have to give me back my 5,000. You understand? So you just don't spend anyhow because mom can give you 10,000.
You must work for what you
Yes, you own me, exactly. So it's not like get from me.
And at the end of the day,
and I realize it has helped. Instead of now saying, I need this, I need the other, everyone knows the moment you say I need this, it's your account.
Yes, for me it has been a journey because I have older kids.
Yes.
But one of the things that we set out is for them to achieve their, like to really get in line with their career, and get to nurture their giftings and their talents. So I have the firstborn is a very good poet and a writer. Then our secondborn is a rhythmic gymnastic. Like she does dance. She's a poet, she does cooking, she's very passionate with kids. There's a time she told us she wants to be a doctor looking after children. And not just children, but disabled children. So we had to find a place where she can try, we really wanted her to try and nurture this talent, but also we're trying to test, are you really, really interested in caring for children with disabilities? Because it's not like every day. A child will tell you at 18, I'm going to look after children with disabilities. So we took her to this place for her to kind of like train and volunteer. And by the time she left that place, I think COVID came in and she had school to start, they were doing online schooling. But she had gone online, did a diploma in psychology, did a diploma, a certificate in children.
That was a very good strategy. You're putting her out there to test. Like, is this really what you want? After seeing it, would you want to pursue it? That was
so when she did that, she went out and really knew every child, what inspires them, how to communicate to them. And for me, it was like, wow. So then we have the thirdborn, who is good with videographer. He's the one you wanted to bring along. He's a very good IT guy. He designs websites and he does graphics. He's done 3D.
How old is he?
He's 17. And then he also does baking. He almost runs the baking company. Yes, and my daughter does design because she does design. She actually designed my hair.
And it looks beautiful.
Yes.
So I'm like, did you do it?
And then we have the last one who is he's a very good artist and into computing. So one of the things that was to nurture, as much as you nurture, but then try to find out how can they apply their giftings and their skillings. And then the other thing that the thing that really the father keeps asking them, what do you want your Monday morning to be like? Because your Monday morning is what drives you out. Yes. You want to you're not scared that I'm going to work on Monday. You're not like you throw on an extra blanket. Oh, let me switch off that alarm. You just want to run out of bed and go and work because you're passionate, you love what you're doing, it inspires you, you're going to meet people that you love and care for. So that has been one of our strategies for parenting.
For me, the strategy in parenting is the spiritual aspect. I want my kids to grow up loving God, knowing God, knowing that you won't achieve much if you don't have God.
Yes.
You know, if God is not at the center of
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Yeah. In the morning when we wake up, we pray. They know that they're supposed to pray.
Amen.
In the night, they know they're supposed to pray. Before they have a meal, they are supposed to pray. Like at times I would wake up in the night and one of my kids like has had a nightmare, and I'll just say, just call on the name of Jesus.
I think all apply that. I'm like, I'm scared. You're like, you know what?
Have your Bible?
Just call on the name of Jesus. You'll be fine. And you know what, mommy? Jesus knows it. And for me, it has been really the spiritual aspect. As in, they know that God is the center of it. You know that when they do something bad, I can see the boy telling the sister, you know that Jesus doesn't like us when we do this. So for
And
me,
I
that
think,
has really helped.
yeah, when Emma shares that, I think it's a heart for every parent.
Yes.
It's like every parent would love their children to know God.
Yeah.
As they grow, they emulate what they have
You're
seen.
just starting.
Yes. Because like in our family, hugging always should be like, it's a must. Yes. When mommy comes back home, please come and hug me. Give me a nice peg. Like, I want them to feel that kind of love.
Yeah.
When they feel the love, it's very easy for them to return the love.
Yes.
So we have done it as parents, and for the father, I have seen him tell them, when dad comes back, ask me, how was my day? And trust me, my children, yeah, you come back and he's like, how has been your day? Was it good? Like you say, you raise a child who is concerned, who has that passion and passionate of others, who wants to care of others, who wants to know how others feel. Yeah, and my girl, she comes in.
1 year and
She
a half.
cannot talk,
Yes.
but then she will show the signs.
Yes.
I am breathing.
Yes.
I want them to grow knowing it's good to have that discipline.
Yes.
Friends, you have seen people who don't have discipline and you cannot tolerate them. You can't stand like
No,
that.
you can't stand.
But also, we cannot exhaust all.
No, we cannot.
Before we wind up, I want each one of us to share a brief scenario or a story. Like when you were growing up, we have all been like young kids before. That one thing your parents or your parent helped you to realize that it's a bad habit. And how did your parents take you through it?
I'll share one.
Yes.
I know my mom used to beat me because of walking. I used to go and visit everyone. But the funny thing, like all of the villagers, where all my friends would collect the kids and then they come home and play. We even had guards. You know, they would stand on the door and say, they will come, your dad is about to come, your dad is there, everyone will just take. You know, but for me, it was really, not really, it was kind of a bad habit, really, because you get out of your way even when you're told do not do it.
Because you get to pick all the habits.
So you get to pick habits of everybody. So you realize that, you know what, this has to stop. You know, and it's kind of like a hard thing to stop because I love people. You know, I love people, so I keep collecting.
For me, it was oversleeping.
You have to
I would sleep and 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I would, but where is this girl? You mean she's still in bed? So she always kept telling me, you know what, a responsible woman is supposed to be early.
Yes.
You know? Wake up early, plan your day, start your day. So for me, it was sleeping. I love my sleep,
but it's one of my biggest weaknesses too. When I'm in bed,
I
still one of my
know. So my mom really made sure that, you know, this girl, she needs to learn the hard way.
Actually, for me, I used not to really greet people. You know,
attitude.
And someone comes and then you just look at them and then you and then like there are those people like neighbors, they would call when you're probably going to the shop. I don't greet them. And then they would say, when you find this girl along the way, she doesn't even greet us. And then they would have to tell me, if you don't greet, you're going to have to cane you because I'll just walk my way.
So I have seen you.
Yeah, but I think it was very good because these are the people now we much as we grow up, we learn to know this person, the other person, the other person. So greeting elders around was a good one, but it was one of my problems.
And for me, there is one thing maybe we didn't talk about, that was being generous, being intentional to see that your children are generous.
Yeah.
But I think me growing up, I was beyond.
Generous.
I loved so much. Yes. And I remember a scenario where I could go to school, my dad has packed my stuff, books and all that. I come back home, I don't have any book, all the new books.
Oh my God.
I have given out. Whoever would say, I don't have a book.
Yeah.
You don't have? So I would give and give and give and give. I think, okay, giving is not bad. But being responsible of knowing you can give and reserve for yourself. So one day I come back home and my dad is like, okay, where are the books? I'm like, my teacher asked for them. He's like, really? Your teacher asked for them? Can we go to school? So he had to escort me to school to find out that really, did I give the books to the teacher? Only to realize I'd given the books to my friends. So he told me to stop lying, and I realized it's not good to lie. And also be generous, but also in a good way.
Yeah, responsible way.
Otherwise, thank you for sharing, ladies. To our viewers, thank you so much for being here with us. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Until next time, bye.
Bye-bye.